You are very welcome to Module 7, How to Use the Word him like a native. This module is very similar to the last module with the disappearing H of her to but the big difference is we're going to practice him to im, but we're also going to focus on our pronunciation of the past tense verbs. We are going to practice him to im with a lot of verbs, but learning all of the essential past tense verbs. Let's go. So just like the last one, we talk about the difference between I, you, he, she, we, they, me, you, her, him, us, them. That when we have me, you, her, him, we are talking about or referring to the person. That it's different that if it's connected to the verb, directly to the verb. So when we focus on the word him, we are referring to or talking about a man, never a thing. Different languages can put masculine or feminine onto nouns, but in English we do not. Him refers to a man, never a thing. His is the possessive. It's my car, it's your car, it's his car. So our focus is on him to im. The idea again about her to is native speakers don't always pronounce the letter H when we speak quickly. Here, for example, I can ask him. I can ask him. Ask him. So train and practice this sound. Ask him. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him. Can you call him? Can you call him? Ask him, tell him, call him. Okay? Now, to ask him, to tell him, to call him, we never use to with these three verbs. We saw this in the last module, but always good just to repeat and remember. Never using to with these verbs. Now, when we have these verbs in the past, we've got asked, told, and called. So let's learn that a bit better. Asked, so A-S-K-E-D. But the ED has a different sound. It has a T sound. So go slowly. First say ask, just ask. Now asked, asked. Really slowly, right? Asked, asked, all right? Tell, told. Tell, told. Called, called with ed. So a little bit of magic, but the e is disappearing. So it's not called, but called, called. So now we have I asked him. I asked him. I asked him. We told him. We told him. We told him. They called him. They called him. So asked him, told him, called him. Okay? So let's practice. And we're focusing on the him to im and our past tense verbs. Ready? We told him, but he did not listen to us. We told him, but he didn't listen to us. We told him, but he didn't listen to us. We told him, but he didn't listen to us. We told him, but he didn't listen to us. So, to us, to us. We told him, but he didn't listen to us. But he didn't listen to us. I asked him if he wanted to come, but he said no. I asked him if he wanted to come, but he said no. I asked him if he wanted to come, but he said no. I asked him if he wanted to come, but he said no. When were you going to call him? When were you gonna call him? When were you gonna call him? And when were you gonna call him? So when were you gonna call him? When were you gonna call him? Then maybe we should not tell him. Then maybe we shouldn't tell him. Maybe we shouldn't tell him. Maybe we shouldn't tell him. Then maybe we shouldn't tell him. They had to call him for a second interview. They had to call him for a second interview. They had to call him for a second interview. They had to call him for a second interview. He would help you if you asked him. He would help you if you asked him. Asked him. He'd help you if you asked him. And he'd help you if you asked him. So that sometimes the case is like asked him. But not always asked him, but asked him. He'd help you if you asked him. He'd help you if you asked him. So that brings us to the end of the first video of Module 7. Join me in the next video when I'm going to talk about him with to know, to meet, to find, all with the past tense verbs. See you there.